Let's be honest. Hollywood is great, but sometimes you need something different. Maybe you have rewatched your favorite classics one too many times. Or maybe you just want a fresh take on a familiar theme. Well, my friends, allow me to introduce you to anime, the art form that has everything: crime sagas, psychological thrillers, high stakes courtroom battles, and Vikings. So, if you love these iconic Hollywood films, here's the perfect anime to scratch that itch. And don't worry, I promise this list contains zero giant robots or characters screaming about the power of friendship. Okay, maybe there are one or two, but that's it. So, without further ado, let's begin. 10. If you liked Inception, watch Paprika. Inception blew your mind with dream layers, time distortion, and one very determined spinning top. But before Christopher Nolan did it, Paprika perfected the dreamscape chaos. This film follows Dr. Chiba, a psychologist who uses a machine to enter patients' dreams and treat their trauma. But when the device is stolen, dreams start spilling into reality, and suddenly nothing is real anymore. It's got surreal visuals, mind bending twists, and a villain so creepy you'll start second guessing your own dreams. Oh, and the hallway fight scene from Inception? Yeah, Paprika did it first. 9. If you like Psycho, watch Monster. Norman Bates? Terrifying. But imagine if he grew up, became a genius, and could talk his way into your nightmares. That's Johann Liebert from Monster. Both stories dive into the psychology of serial killers, but Monster expands it into a slow burn, multi country hunt for the ultimate manipulator. Dr. Tenma, a brilliant surgeon, saves Johann's life as a child, only to realize he may have just unleashed the most dangerous sociopath in history. From that moment on, Johann leaves a trail of death, deception, and sheer psychological horror. If you thought Norman's peeping Tom antics were disturbing, wait until you see what Yuan can do with just a whisper. 8. If you like 12 Angry Men, watch Ace Attorney. A tense legal drama, one man fighting against all the odds, and a desperate struggle to prove the truth. Sounds familiar? 12 Angry Men thrives on persuasion and logic, breaking down assumptions in a murder case. Now take that, crank up the anime drama, add dramatic death slamming, and you get Ace Attorney. Defense lawyer Phoenix Wright has to defend clients with almost no evidence, go up against corrupt prosecutors, and pull off last second turnabouts, which would make juror number 8 proud. Instead of calm, rational discussions, though, you get over the top courtroom battles, sweat drenched witnesses, and villains who literally throw coffee in people's faces. So, if you want to become a lawyer, this show is for you. 7. If you like Pulp Fiction, watch Cowboy Bebop. Pulp Fiction is snappy, stylish, and effortlessly cool. So is Cowboy Bebop, but with spaceships, jazz, and bounty hunters. Both mix episodic storytelling with deep character moments, making every interaction feel fresh. Just like Tarantino flips between quirky criminals and dramatic tension, Cowboy Bebop balances comedy, action, and heartbreaking tragedy. Spike Spiegel is basically what would happen if Jules Winfield and Han Solo had a baby. He's got the swagger, the one liners, and the messy past that's always one step behind him. 6. If you like Schindler's List, watch Grave of the Fireflies. Schindler's List isn't just a war film, it's a story about humanity in the face of unimaginable tragedy. And if you're looking for something equally heartbreaking, Grave of the Fireflies will emotionally wreck you beyond repair. While Schindler's List tells the real life story of a man saving Jewish refugees, Grave of the Fireflies takes us to World War II Japan, following two orphaned siblings, Seita and Setsuko, trying to survive after their mother dies in an air raid. Much like Spielberg's film, it doesn't focus on the war itself but on the collateral damage, the innocent victims caught in the crossfire. What makes Grave of the Fireflies so devastating is its quiet, subtle storytelling. No forced melodrama, no manipulative music, just a painfully realistic depiction of suffering, love, and loss. And just like Schindler's List, This is a film that will stay with you long after the credits roll. If you make it through without crying, congratulations, you might be a robot. Fifth, if you liked Forrest Gump, watch Violet Evergarden. Forrest Gump is about one man stumbling through history, touching people's lives despite not fully understanding the world around him. Now imagine Forrest was a former child soldier with no understanding of emotions, and you get Violet Evergarden. Violet, raised as a weapon of war, is left searching for meaning after the conflict ends. She becomes an auto memory doll, basically a letter writer, helping strangers express emotions she barely understands herself. Like Forrest, Violet's journey is one of discovery, loss, and self acceptance. Every letter she writes is a mini story of love, regret, and longing. And every client she meets leaves a mark on her, just like Forrest's encounters shape his life. Oh, and just a warning, episode 10 will crush your soul. If you thought Jenny's storyline was rough, just wait. 4. If you like The Dark Knight, watch Code Geass. The Dark Knight isn't just about Batman. It's about power, morality, and how far someone will go to achieve their vision of justice. Now imagine if Batman wasn't just a vigilante, but the leader of an entire revolution. That's Code Geass. Lelouch v. Britannia is an exiled prince with a vendetta against the corrupt empire that rules the entire world. He gains the power of absolute mind control, letting him command anyone to do anything, and he uses it to start a rebellion as the masked vigilante Zero. Much like Batman, Lelouch is a master strategist, always 5 steps ahead. But unlike Bruce Wayne, he doesn't just fight criminals, he topples governments. And just like Joker tests Batman's moral limits, Lelouch constantly battles with the cost of his own power. If you love seeing intellectual chess matches, morally grey characters, and epic plot twists, Code Geass is a must watch. 3. If you like Titanic, watch Your Name. Titanic isn't just a romance, it's a grand sweeping tragedy where fate cruelly separates two lovers. Your Name is the anime version of that. Except, instead of an iceberg, time itself is the enemy. Taki and Mitsuha are two teenagers who mysteriously swap bodies across time and space, forming a deep connection despite never meeting in person. Their love story is filled with missed chances, breathtaking visuals, and one of the most gut punching plot twists in modern anime. Just like Jack and Rose, they are desperately trying to hold on to each other, except their biggest obstacle isn't sinking, it's time itself slipping away. Oh, and if you thought My Heart Will Go On was emotional, wait until you hear Sparkle by Radwimps. Good luck holding it together. 2. If you like Lawrence of Arabia, watch Vinland Saga. Lawrence of Arabia is a story about a young man getting swept up in war, struggling with identity, and questioning the morality of violence. And Vinland Saga is the Viking version of that, except with more blood and fewer camels. Thorfinn starts as a revenge obsessed warrior, hell bent on avenging his father. But as he grows, he starts questioning everything: his purpose, his beliefs, and whether revenge will ever bring him peace. Like Lawrence, Thorfinn learns that war isn't glorious. It's brutal, messy, and soul crushing. And much like Lawrence's story, it's about a man trying to find his place in a world constantly tearing itself apart. If you love stunning cinematography, grand landscapes, and deeply introspective protagonists, Vinland Saga is your perfect match. 1. If you like The Godfather, watch 91 Days. The Godfather is the ultimate mafia epic, following Michael Corleone's slow transformation from outsider to ruthless crime boss. Now imagine if Michael was fueled entirely by revenge, and you get 91 Days. Angelo Lagusa was just a kid when he watched the mafia kill his entire family. Years later, he returns under a fake name, infiltrating the very crime family that destroyed his life. Like The Godfather, 91 Days is filled with betrayal, shifting alliances, and tragic consequences. And just like Michael Corleone, Angelo starts off with noble intentions but gets pulled deeper and deeper into darkness. It's got gunfights, backstabbings, and whiskey fueled power struggles. Everything you could possibly want in a mafia story. And the ending, let's just say it's as haunting as Michael sitting alone at the end of Godfather Part 2. And that's the list: 10 legendary films, 10 perfect anime matches. If you've got a better Hollywood to anime pairing, let me know in the comments or just comment objection for no reason. Either way, I'll see you in the next one.